So, as you can tell, the original Spider-Man pit crew that I normally use I'm not using it. Why am I not using it? It's gone. I literally checked a couple days ago to prepare for this video, and well, it was removed. I don't know where it is. I don't know why the creator removed it. Maybe they didn't want to use it anymore. Maybe they're gonna update it. I have no idea. It's gone. I missed so much. R.I.P. original Spider-Man pit crew. Yada yada yada. Moving on from that, what's your favorite Spider-Man cartoon? Maybe you like Spectacular Spider-Man like me. Maybe you like Ultimate Spider-Man. Maybe you like 90s Spider-Man. Regardless of all that, Spider-Man, when it comes to being adapted into a cartoon, works so perfectly. But a pattern I tend to notice is that sometimes Spider-Man shows get canceled. And they always cancel it when they have like a cliffhanger. I think Spider-Man, the new animated series, is in that category of this show was so good, and then they decided to just cancel it.
You can't keep getting away with it!
So then why was this show canceled? I know I'm supposed to be diving into the history of the show, but before we even get into all that, I need to find out why this show was canceled. And the answer to that question is low ratings. The director of the series, Brandon Vietti, stated that if the series had gone on, they would have used the villains Mysterio, Vulture, and more of Kraven. They even have lost storyboards of a canceled episode for this series called Geldhof, which we will get into, but that's just crazy. So, without further ado, let's get into MTV's Spider-Man series. Spider-Man the New Animated Series, or simply Spider-Man, is an American animated superhero television series based on, well, Spider-Man, and was produced by Sony Pictures Television, because they own the rights to Spider-Man, and, stuff like that. You know this already. You might not know is that this series was initially intended to serve as a continuation of Sam Raimi's film, like the first Spider-Man movie he made, as well as the loose adaptation of the Ultimate Spider-Man comic books by Brian Michael Bendis. Obviously, they made an Ultimate Spider-Man, series, but this was before that. This show is unique because it was made using CGI and was rendered in cell shading. Unfortunately, though, it only ran for one season of 13 episodes, premiering on July 11th of 2003, and was broadcasted on cable channels MTV in the US and YTV in Canada. Although the show is part of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man film series, the events of the show were ultimately contradicted by the first film sequel, which came out in 2004, branching off into a different timeline that contains the events of the original film and this TV series no further continuations. The plot of this series is that set shortly after the events of Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man film, Peter Parker and his friends MJ and Harry Osborn start attending Empire State University together. Peter and MJ try to establish a relationship without much success. Peter's superhero duties, and later his involvement with Indria Daimonji, interfere with his romance with MJ, while Harry continuously blames Spider-Man for the death of his father, Norman Osborn.
I can't stand Spider-Man! I can't stand him! I hate him!
Peter faces a lot of villains in this show, like Lizard, Kraven, and Electro, and he's still trying to maintain a job and do his studies, like in the Sam Raimi universe Spider-Man. He faces two psychic twins that ruin everything in the Wallcrawler's life, causing Peter to quit being Spider-Man and try to live a normal life. Yeah, this is very different from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. I'd like to talk about the casting for the characters because we have like a really cool cast. Let me just say, we have Neil Patrick Harris as Spider-Man. This wouldn't be the last time he voiced a superhero, but still. We also have Lisa Loeb, who sounds familiar, but she's MJ. Who is Lisa Loeb? Why does she sound familiar? Oh, she was in Gossip Girl and Fuller House and Hot Tub Time Machine 2. And she's a musician. What has she done that I know? Oh, I don't know anything she's done, but she's been in a lot of bands. Someone's gonna come at me for this. I'm so sorry. Please don't. I'm sorry. We also have Ian Ziering as Harry Osborn. He's best known, Ian Ziering, for being Steve Sanders on Beverly Hills 90210 or 9210, however you want to pronounce it. That's him. And we also have who else is famous? Stanley was a guest character. Now, listen, when we talk about the guest characters, I'm gonna freak out because Rob fucking Zombie. Now, this makes sense because it's MTV. They got Rob Zombie to be the Lizard.
Parker, what the hell are you doing? Hope you're not thinking you'd rather be out there having mindless enjoyment instead of helping me rewrite the textbook on cell regeneration.
Besides Rob Zombie being the coolest thing in this cast, we also have Kathy Griffin and also Michael Clark Duncan. Kathy Griffin plays Roxanne Gaines, and Michael Clark Duncan played Kingpin. And Keith David, love Keith David. He played FBI agent Mosley, and Jeffrey Combs was in the show too. He played Dr. Zellner in an episode called Flash Memory. Keith David was in the episode Royal Scam. Kathy Griffin was in the episode Mind Games. Michael Clark is Kingpin, and I didn't realize this. Kingpin, Michael Clark Duncan being Kingpin wouldn't even be the first time he played Kingpin because he was also Kingpin in the Daredevil movie. You remember the Jerry Russo from Wizards of Waverly Place? Well, his actor was in this show as Mac and Jack in the episode Flash Memory. And we got Mr. Krabs as Richard Damien's bodyguard. That's pretty cool. But we got even better people. We have Devin Sawa, dude from the Stand video, as Flash Thompson. And we also have Ed Asner, very famous guy. He is the office bar in the episode. Well, he's in a lot of episodes. He also voiced Joe. I didn't know this. Ed Asner voiced J. Jonah Jameson in the 90s Spider-Man. So he's like, hey, bring me back. You know what I mean? We have 3 famous people left. We have Tara Strong as Christina in the episode Over Heels, Cree Summer as Professor Williams in the episodes The Party and When Sparks Fly, and Jeff Fisher as Doug Reisman in Heroes and Villains and The Party. You might not know Jeff Fisher, but you should know Jeff Fisher because he is in American Dad. This guy, this guy. So this guy was in Spider-Man. Spider-Man the New Animated Series was ordered by MTV as early as January of 2002. Like I said before, it was supposed to be a direct adaptation of the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, but then like when the Sam Raimi movie did so well, they had to rework it to follow that continuity. Obviously they didn't. Any hoodle or whatever. They used CGI, and the CGI was produced by Mainframe Entertainment. Harris, Loeb, and Ziering were announced as the primary voice cast in May of 2002. The producers found that the more relaxed standards of MTV allowed them more creative freedom than usually allowed for a Saturday morning cartoon show. Peter Parker was originally supposed to wear baggier clothes to hide his superhero musculature, but cost-effective difficulties with CGI format prevented folds from being put into his everyday attire. As a result, his street clothes were redesigned to be close-fitting and contemporary while still managing to hide his physique and the costume he wore under his clothes as Spider-Man. The weird thing about this show is that out of all the characters that are in the show, there's only one character who's not in the show. Peter's Aunt May. You see, they didn't include her. Well, they did include her in a photograph, but she just wasn't included in the series because MTV executives fear that the appearance of any elderly people would deter their target youth audience from watching. What? But anyway, yeah, series was canceled after only 13 episodes, reportedly due to low ratings. I mean, if I had to guess, parents weren't really allowing their kids to watch MTV, so how would the kids know? That's just my guess, though. Anyways, director Brandon Vietti, like I said before, stated that if the series had gone on, he would have used Mysterio, Vulture, and more of Kraven in the series. Yada, yada, yada. The Despite being canceled in 2003, in 2004, the series was nominated for an Annie Award for Outstanding Achievement in an Animated Television Production, while Keeping Secrets got a nomination in Outstanding Storyboarding in an Animated Television Production. As for home media, the complete series was released on DVD as Spider-Man: The New Animated Series Special Edition on January 13th, 2004. 4 separate DVD volumes containing 3 episodes each were also released from 2004 to 2005. The entire series was licensed by Marvel and Sony to DigiKids / Sentimental Journeys, who re-edited the footage from many episodes into one feature, which is sold as a personalized DVD in which the purchaser's face is revealed under Spider-Man's mask. That's actually pretty cool. Apparently, the series was made available for streaming on Disney Plus on October 19th of 2022, but the episodes appeared in their original air date and not chronologically. But then, in December of last year, December 4th to be specific, the series was removed. It's now available on Amazon Prime Video through purchase. So something I didn't know is that the show had a hectic production, and the hectic production resulted in one completely storyboarded episode being scrapped. This episode is lost media. I already mentioned that the show was influenced by Ultimate Spider-Man, and they had to change it to make it related to the Sam Raimi movie. Sony, Marvel, and MTV all requested it to be a follow-up to the Sam Raimi movie. And because of, the deliberation between executives from those 3 sides, it caused production on the series to greatly slow, and as a result, an entirely storyboard episode was tossed away in the shuffle of priorities. Storyboard artist Tim Eldred explained on his blog, as an immediate consequence, one entire episode that had been completely boarded was scrapped, never to be seen by anyone. I wish I'd kept that board because it would have been a real jewel to share with you now. Not much is known about what the scrapped episode's plot was about, except for it involving the characters of Geldof and the Morlocks. A character in the Ultimate Spider-Man comic books exists similarly called Geldof, who was genetically experimented on to have mutant-like powers, resulting in abilities to discharge energy that causes explosions. Brian Michael Bendis was also working on the new animated series when he was writing the popular Ultimate Spider-Man comics, so it is thought that he may have pitched an idea for the character when working on the show and carried something similar back over to his comics after the episode didn't materialize. There exists concept art for the show's Geldof and Morlocks dated back to 2002 April, and the first appearance of Geldof in the Ultimate Spider-Man comic book is number 40, or issue 40, cover dated July 2003. The concept of the Morlocks in Marvel Comics is typically associated with the X-Men as mutant groups who are outcast from society and dwell in the sewers. It's possible that Geldof in the episode could have been the leader of a gang of outcast mutants. Spider-Man offhandedly references the X-Men in the episode The Party. The Geldof and Morlock characters went through many design iterations, which can be seen on the bonus features of the Spider-Man New Animated Series complete first season DVD set through April of 2002 up until they were cut right after the theatrical Spider-Man movie was released. None of the complete storyboards or any other production material for the episode have surfaced to date. I hope you guys like this video. It's like 1 in the morning as I'm filming this. It is time for bed. But tomorrow's video is Crashbox. My friend made me watch this show in middle school, and I don't know why she made me do it. We don't even talk anymore. We're not even friends anymore. But she made me watch this show, and I think about it sometimes.